You might have grown up thinking your childhood was normal, that walking on eggshells was just part of being a good kid, that your parents' moods were your responsibility, that love meant keeping the peace, no matter the cost. But what if what you called love was actually control? Today, we're uncovering the hidden signs you were raised by a narcissist and how those early patterns may still be shaping your relationships today. Let's begin. Sign 1. You were always the problem. No matter what happened, somehow it was your fault. A narcissistic parent rarely takes accountability. Instead, they project their shame and frustration onto the people closest to them, usually their children. If they yelled, it was because you made them angry. If they ignored you, it was because you didn't deserve attention. You learned early on that love could be withdrawn at any moment, and that your safety depended on keeping them happy. Sign 2. You became the peacemaker. You learned to read every micro-expression, every sigh, every shift in tone. You could sense the emotional weather in the room before anyone else noticed it. You tried to anticipate every outburst and prevent it. You thought you were being mature, but really, you were surviving. You learned to abandon your own needs just to keep the peace. That kind of hypervigilance doesn't fade easily. Even now, you might find yourself overanalyzing people's moods, afraid you've done something wrong when you haven't. Sign 3. Love felt conditional. You didn't receive love just for being. You received it for performing. Good grades, achievements, appearances, those were the currency of affection. You learned that love had to be earned, that it could disappear if you didn't meet expectations. The result? As an adult, you may feel driven to prove your worth, to bosses, friends, or partners, even when you've already done enough. Sign 4. You feared emotional expression. Crying was dramatic. Anger was disrespectful. Sadness was ungrateful. You learned that your emotions were a problem, something to hide or suppress. Over time, you became disconnected from what you really felt. Even now, you might find it hard to identify your emotions or to let yourself cry, even when you need to. Sign 5. You don't trust your own memory. Narcissistic parents often use gaslighting as a form of control. They rewrite history to protect their image, and you grow up doubting your perception of reality. You might remember something painful and they'll say, "That never happened. You're too sensitive. You're making things up." So you start questioning your own memory. You start believing that you can't be trusted. That confusion follows you into adulthood, where you might over-apologize, second-guess your instincts, or depend on others to validate what you already know to be true. Sign 6. You attract emotionally unavailable people. When you grow up around emotional distance, inconsistency feels familiar. You mistake anxiety for chemistry. You chase the highs and lows because that's what love felt like. Your nervous system learned that unpredictability equals connection, but it doesn't. It equals trauma. Sign 7. You over-explain everything. You constantly feel the need to defend yourself, to justify your choices, to prove your intentions. As a child, you probably had to explain every little thing to avoid punishment or blame. Now, you still do it, even when no one's asking. That's not over-communication. That's survival instinct. Sign 8. You struggle with self-worth. When a parent only values the version of you that serves their image, you never learn unconditional self-worth. Deep down, you might feel like you have to do something to deserve love, to be perfect, to never fail. But that belief was never yours to begin with. It was planted in you by someone who couldn't love you freely. Sign 9. You crave validation and fear it. You want to be seen, but when you are, it feels uncomfortable. You want to be loved, but when someone gets too close, you pull away. You're used to love being conditional, unpredictable, and unsafe. So even when someone offers genuine affection, part of you doesn't trust it. You brace yourself for the rejection that used to come right after the praise. Sign 10. You find peace unsettling. When you grow up in chaos, calm feels unnatural. Silence feels like the moment before an explosion. Your nervous system has been trained for constant tension, so when things are finally good, You feel uneasy. You wait for the other shoe to drop. But peace isn't danger, it's healing. You just haven't experienced enough of it to feel safe yet. The truth about growing up with a narcissistic parent. If these signs resonate, please hear this. You are not broken. You were conditioned. You adapted to survive in an environment that denied your emotional reality. Your coping mechanisms aren't flaws. They're proof of your resilience. But survival mode isn't meant to last forever. Healing means reparenting yourself, learning to give the love, patience, and safety you never received. It's not about blaming your parents. It's about freeing yourself from their patterns. Start by acknowledging your story without minimizing it. Practice setting small boundaries, even if it feels uncomfortable. Journal about what safety and love mean to you, not what they meant to them. Seek therapy or support groups that specialize in childhood trauma and narcissistic abuse recovery. Most of all, be gentle with yourself. You've carried emotional armor for years. You're allowed to finally set it down. You can't change the past, but you can stop reliving it. Awareness is the first step to freedom. If this video resonated with you, remember, you're not alone, and you're not too sensitive. You're healing from a childhood that taught you to silence yourself. Take a deep breath. You're safe now. You're allowed to rest.